Hello everyone, welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video. Today's video we're in a team or a division or a whatever you call it, a group. There's three of us and we have I think 3 cruisers. Anyway, I'm in the Sirius, the Tier 6 Premium British Light Cruiser. Now I did like the Sirius. I do like the Sirius, but I've got to admit I don't like it as much as Leander. The Sirius's guns, well, it's got more of them. They have the same rate of fire roughly, but they just don't feel like they pack the same punch. Now they do have HE, and the boat just doesn't feel quite as agile as the Leander. And I need to look up its stats to see if that's me or the actual boat. But anyway, it is a good little destroyer hunter. And as you can see, this game has an awful lot of destroyers in it, so hopefully it was a good pick. So here we are, we're heading out into the first cap. We've obviously got a destroyer ahead of us because that cap was capped very quickly, more quickly than this cap, and that's because this destroyer that's currently in this cap is just a little bit slow off the mark, but that's okay. We got there in the end. He looks like he's a rather cautious player. There we go. We have ourselves our first, I suppose our first victim really, because he's barreling on in. I'm keeping my nose to him. I was detected, but my detection radius is fairly good. And what that means is that, yeah, I may have been detected, but it wasn't long before before I got in the clear. Now he's fired his torpedoes, bit of confusion. So yeah, so what I did there was you use your acceleration. You do have to steer while you're blindfold, while you're firing through the scope. I mean, that is a bit of a skill, but it's really worth it. This is a horrifying moment where I think I'm going to be pushing a teammate directly onto a whole lot of torpedoes. But those torpedoes, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I thought I wore one, but it's obviously not that powerful. So I've got to deal with this little sucker now. And, yep, he's got hammered by our teammates. He's trying to get out of dodge, but yeah, the Sirius is it's a fairly vicious little ship. And wouldn't you believe it, but we've got ourselves another one. So 3 destroyers. So he's got his torpedoes away. He was Nicholas. This destroyer here is a little bit more of a concern. He's got some shots off. We've got some torpedoes coming in. We weave between those. So this must be a Farragut then. Is it? Is it a Farragut? It's got 4 torpedoes, or is it a Gallant? I am recording this on my phone, so you'll have a much better idea of what I'm shooting at than I do. But as it turns out, it's not good enough for him. And yeah, well, these little guns, the little AP on these guns does do the business against destroyers. It does have the HE for larger ships, although its relatively low fire chance means that we do struggle. I potentially should be firing AP at this, but I'd get too many bounces, I feel. These guns are, you know, I mean, they're not quite destroyer guns. They're 137 millimeters or something rather than 150. So yeah, they're not 127 millimeters. Yeah, well anyway, they're, someone will correct me I'm sure in the comments, but they are little pop guns. It does do a good job against aircraft. It has a very nice defensive AA. Not quite the Atlanta levels, but still very effective. And we have ourselves a carrier who's actually doing a good job of running off and sending off squadrons of planes. Now, he is going to have a problem when his torpedo bombers take off because he will need to guide them. It is click and forget for the dive bombers, so whoever he's got his eye on as the bigger threat is going to be visited on by those dive bombers, which is our destroyer, naturally enough. And here we go. So, I mean, the carrier itself probably isn't the main threat here. It's this Agincourt, so I smoke up, try and drag his attention. Of course, smoking up means that I probably haven't grabbed his attention as much as wise. That destroyer is in a little bit too much blind pursuit of that carrier. because that Agincourt is a dangerous ship. I am keeping... There we go. Guns out. Boom. Destroyer gone. I've been on the... I've been on the sending end of those shells for quite a few times. I know what it's like. Even this little old Sirius would probably struggle. Anyway, the torpedoes will go in and finish the job, which they do, leaving the carrier as the last ship in the game. These carriers have good concealment, so he disappears from sight. We get some shots on him. We shoot at the flames. Probably should have shot a little bit ahead of it. But as it turns out, we managed to club the back end of the carrier, take him down, finish the game, and get ourselves a nice little battle star and a most valuable player on the Sirius. So the Sirius is... I mean, I wouldn't want a knife fight in it like I do with Leandra or Fiji. But, you know, surrounded by friends, pressing forward, it can really do the business of clearing the area of destroyers, and it has quite good anti-aircraft duty as well. So, great little ship. Enjoyed playing it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Anyway, we'll catch you next time, and thanks for watching.